Martin, you play with some incredible players, especially incredible defenders. This current Arsenal team, the defence, a lot of people are saying how good it is already. In my opinion, you can't really define how good it is until we get over the line, until they've won silverware, especially majors. Are you on the same wavelength with that? Do they need to lift trophies, or can you define how good a defender is before they've done it?
I think to shut out the noise, you've got to win a trophy. You know, look, when I did it, the first one I won in 97, 98, it didn't change me as a person. I always felt like I was a winner, but the trophy just kept people quiet.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are now. You know, every coffee shop, every bar you go to, you know, if you're the Arsenal fan in the room, it's let's all have a bit of fun.
Trust me, you know. Yeah,
and
definitely.
But we have to say that this team's doing remarkable things, really. To be top of the Champions League as it is, a night off tonight, two games now coming up in the Champions League where they can rest, of course, until we know who our opponent is in the last 16. These are good times. I've just looked there through the stats they give me. They furnish us here at TNT with loads of information. 6 games in October, won everyone, didn't even concede.
Yep.
Now that is blowing people away, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was here for the Bayern Munich game, and I thought it was probably Arsenal's best performance in years. They just need to get back to that moment, to that level. Tonight is a bit of a night off, but this is a really top team without trophies.
Yeah.
It's hungry. It's wounded a little bit from the weekend, you know, where it's lost to one of our adversaries, Manchester United, which is ironic.
Yeah.
Who have been poor under the previous manager. Now it's all changed.
Yeah.
So there's no panic here, but you know it's a night off tonight. But this is a good team, a quality team, and I think they'll be proved. Everyone will be proved of that at the end of the season. They already know they're good, but they've got to do that. They've got to win something to prove to the rest of the world.
Definitely. How does the team bounce back? Obviously, you spoke about the defeat against Manchester United. This is an Arsenal team who haven't got it over the line yet. A lot of pressure on them. How do they have that mentality to not let? Because obviously, social media is so loud these days. We know that. How do you not let the outside noise in? How do you not let it affect your game?
Do you know, I don't know. This is a sort of a vacuum, and I thought the fans got caught up in a little bit the last game here. If you've been coming to the games, you know, 4 away games, and then, you know, maybe they become anxious watching results. Chelsea nearly threw it away a little bit, going up in the Carabao Cup, and then you've got games in Europe, Forest game, frustrating, and then there was a bit of anxiety. I think that's normal.
Yeah,
that's normal. It's only 1 defeat. They're flying in the league, so it's just a case of patience and keep believing and the right expectation. Do you know? And I think I went to a Fenerbahce game last week. The guys from my troubles, TNT, sent me out there. Honestly, the crowd there, they take part.
They make noise.
They are there
to
take part, not to watch.
Yeah.
We need that here at the Emirates.
Yeah. Like you mentioned the crowd, I'm glad you did, because look, I've been coming in. I remember sitting over there as a junior gunner when I was 12 years old, watching teams that, not that I didn't like, obviously I supported, but I didn't believe could get over the line, lift, you know, major silverware. I believe in this team now as a fan. I think a lot of fans do. It is just taking that extra step. But let's talk about the Champions League for a second, because 7 out of 7 wins so far in the Champions League. Top spot essentially guaranteed, as long as a madness doesn't happen tonight. A couple of years ago, they got to the quarterfinal, got knocked out against Bayern Munich. Everyone understood it. They weren't ready. Last year, PSG semi-final. This year, do you think they have what it takes to go that one step further and actually win the competition?
Without doubt, but we know there are twists and turns. We saw PSG, didn't we, this time last year, struggling to make it into the group proper.
Well, Arsenal beat them in the group stages.
And they go on and win the competition. So it's not how you are now; it's how you are in May.
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool were by far and away the best team last year in the Champions League, and really they didn't go anywhere, did they? Really, PSG put them out, ironically.
Yeah.
So it's about jumping the fences, staying in the race. Arsenal are in really good shape. When it changes, you know, like tonight now, you'll look at the draw, you know, because obviously Arsenal play, I think, 15th to 18th, and you'll look at it, and Juventus are sitting in there, Galatasaray is sitting there, Dortmund are sitting in there, and you'll say, oh, well, none of them look easy, by the way. Do you know? Because they're doing well in their respective countries. So there won't be an easy tie, but Arsenal in good shape, in good form, and we can only go on their previous results in this competition. They've blown everyone away. As I say, the Bayern Munich game, Atletico Madrid, there's been some really good performances, 20 goals, only conceded 2. It doesn't get much better than this.
No, it doesn't. But like you said, like I'm saying, like a lot of fans are saying, it has been great for a few years, but there is one thing missing. We need to see those arms in the air. We need to see that trophy. We need to see that silverware. And then we can talk about this team and the legacy that it creates and the world-class players, right?
And I want to see that as a former player.
Of course.
As a former player, believe you me, I'm living and breathing this as well. And that you know that feeling of exhilaration when you win a trophy and you've got the photos and look, or hopefully all that's to come. But they are still doing well. So it's like how you almost have to have amnesia when you lose these games. It's like, it didn't happen, let's crack on and forge your way forward. But as I say, everybody, I don't like to tell the fans how to behave, but I'm telling them how to behave. Do you know? And it's like you don't get carried away. You have to remain patient.
Yeah.
A lot of teams will swap places with Arsenal right now. So
100%.
it's about showing the right strength, belief. Belief's a big word. And I think it's a reset. Manager talking about, having a chat with the players. I think I really like that because they're taking responsibility. They all care. And tonight now we'll see the second 11, which is still very good, come out and perform.
Definitely. Martin, absolute pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks so
You got
much.
the best out of me because your questions were good.